This is the new Evolv V6. So just to let you know, recently I hurt my shoulder and now my wrist ice skating of all things. So we've not crushed any hard problems here today. We've literally been potting around and testing these because I've got them out of the box this morning and with pretty good results. So the design brief with this shoe is pretty simple. It's called the V6. It's trying to take you from starting your first ever shoe possibly all the way up to V6 or Font 7A as we might call it. And I kind of think they've nailed it with that actually. So a lot of the exciting shoes we see on the market these days are sort of really downturned, very aggressive, like tight heels, trying to get the best performance you can. That usually means discomfort, you might not want it as your first ever pair, smearing becomes hard, things like that. And it's not often the right shoe for a new climber who wants to progress through the grades really quickly. This is pretty much what that's designed for. So there's a few simple features on the V6 which I think really lend itself to being comfy out of the box yet still perform well. So a lot, like we say, of those shoes built for steep overhanging terrain are really downturned. I would say this has a slight downturn, so it feels like quite a flat foot once it's on. You've still got a slightly knuckled love bumper, they call it at the front here, to get your toe slightly curled, not crushed. I must admit, our sort of best-selling shoes and things I like are like this, like the really downturned ones on vertical edges and walls. You don't really need a really tight downturn, so that slight curve's really nice, and it sort of helps support your foot while standing on small edges without being cripplingly tight. Rare these days as well, it's a full-length midsole, so you can see it's all the way down here, the rubber, but you can feel if you give the shoe a bit of a squish that actually the forefoot is sort of stiffer than the back, so that allows a bit of everything to happen. I felt today that I can really trust standing on the edges because there's enough stiffness through there, but it allowed me to smear pretty well while going up some of the slabs as well. I would definitely say it's been noticeable straight out of the box. I could wear these straight away. I couldn't say that for a lot of shoes. They're usually too painful or clumpy or take some wearing in. So that's been quite a joy as well. Another really noticeable thing about this shoe is the heel. A lot of like shoes that look like this that are trying to perform at the top of the grade, the heels are really cranked in, and that is what leads to sort of toe pain, so pushing it to the front, it can be sore in the Achilles. So this is much more relaxed. It's still nice and tensioned with this band here, but it's a lot more vertical than you'll see some of the other top end shoes. It's got a slight in cut, so it still holds well, but it's not excruciatingly painful and sort of great for someone who maybe their first, second shoe. I've only tested this so far outside, so I've not really done a lot of toe hooking on sort of curve or easy circuits, but you can see a huge rubber toe patch there. If you are climbing indoors on these new sort of problems, you'll use that a lot. It's all covered, really sticky rubber as well, so that'll work well. What I really liked is how easy it is to get on. It's got this huge split tongue, so you can actually step in there really nice and easily and fold that over. So none of this squeezing it in like feel like you're going to pull a pulley trying to pull on these to get on there. Nice big grab handles there as well, dead easy to put on. And then the Velcro strap closure, I love it, if I'm honest. I absolutely love it. So it's one of those ones where you can adjust it. It's one strap to shut, and when you've done that, you'll feel nice and secure. When you first buy them, you'll probably adjust this pull cord a bit here because you can tension it just right for yourself. And if you're like me, you've got too much excess, I'd go along and hot knife that off. So I haven't done that yet. It might look a bit funny in the video with all the excess here. So it allowed me to adjust it so it was just right. And I think that'll work really well, really quick, secure, easy. Love it. I found this a really nice fit straight out of the box actually, because I've got quite a broad forefoot and then I've got quite a skinny heel. So actually, as you can see, that sort of suited me really well. If it doesn't fit perfectly, they do a low volume version as well, the LV. So all bases are covered. Something I definitely think's worth noting is a lot of shoes, you know, you come in and you try them on and you downsize, you go smaller than your shoe size. Now Evolv, I think they've nailed it on their website where they've said, if you want a tight fit, get your street shoe size. If you want a more comfortable fit, go half a size up. So I usually wear a size 11 on my trainers and things like that. This is an 11.5, and that's probably what I would have bought if I got given these. It's very nice. But I think that's what I would have bought actually. Yeah, I could have got them tighter if I was going to have it as a performance shoe, but like I said, this is about moving around, enjoying yourself, climbing hard enough, not being in pain. And yeah, I'd say it's just about right. Tight, but not painful. I've always found Evolv rubber to be really sticky, and this is no difference here. They've got the Trax rubber on there, and it's a 4.2 mil thickness, which is pretty good actually, because I would say it's sensitive enough. I knew what I was doing, but you know you're not going to wear these out in like a couple of goes like you can do in some of the really thin, smeary shoes you get. So a good bit of a workhorse there. Another really nice point about the V6 is it's 100% vegan as well, so there's no questions asked there. And yeah, really well made. It's actually pretty cost effective on the modern scale of shoes as well. So if this becomes your shoe of choice, you know, I think you'll get a lot of use out of it, cover a lot of ground, won't completely break the bank as well. Quite simple what they've designed this for. This is a shoe all about progression. You're starting on V1s, V2s down the wall, warming up in them, but it'll take you to probably about as high as I climb these days, V6. So I could, you know, quite easily use these for a lot of my things. Obviously you can climb harder than them and people will, but a lot of those people will also be looking at, you know, slightly more painful downturn shoes for that, whereas this will do such a good host of things. I know it's designed for mainly indoor and bouldering and stuff like that, but I can't see why I wouldn't use this trad climbing, even sport climbing. Certainly going to use it on the grip quite a lot because it's just comfy. I can stick it on. It's never going to hold me back either.